Hey Nick,
Hey Wyatt,
how's it going, buddy?
I am doing swell. How about yourself?
I've been better. It's kind of fun spending the last couple episodes being able to record stuff live and not, over Discord, but we take what we can.
Back in the studios.
But yeah, yesterday I played my first in-person D&D session with my buddies, and we made a bunch of food.
Ooh, that
I
sounds
was doing
fun.
just like a little session zero, and one of my friends fell asleep during it, so I decided to stick his elbow into a bowl of vinegar, and I just kind of sat there giggling to myself, but no one really knew what I was doing, I guess. So my buddy woke up. He's like, "What the hell are you doing?" And I said, "I was just trying to pickle your funny bone."
Oh boy.
We don't have it yet.
Hey everybody, it's We Don't Have It Yet, and I'm back, and we're back from Florida, and I'm Nick. That's Wyatt over there. This is We Don't Have It Yet. We are happy that you are back with us, or if you're joining us for the first time, welcome. We talk about random nonsense, and we hope you find it as amusing and therapeutic as we do. How's it going, my Floridian friend?
I don't know if I call myself Floridian, but
Temporarily Floridian friend.
yeah, what, 3 days, 4 days? Yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm happy to be home. It was kind of a lot getting back home, but it was
Oh
worth it.
yeah, yeah. I dodged that bullet. I made the call. Well, I didn't make the call by virtue of a very cheap flight round trip. I had to leave early Sunday morning, as you know, and I think by the skin of my teeth, pretty much missed all of the flight controller hoopla shit that everybody got stuck with. It didn't sound like it was quite as bad as last year, but sorry to hear that quite a few people seem to have gotten stuck.
Yeah, I dropped you off, I think, around 7 on Sunday. I can't
That
remember at
sounds
this
right.
point,
It was
but
early. Yeah, you're a trooper,
yeah,
and I
I
appreciate you.
think you said you flew right through security, I think, and
It
made
was
it there plenty
unbelievable.
of time.
I was, yeah, oh yeah. I told you to drop me off at the wrong terminal
Oh, did
because
you?
who knew that that tiny ass airport had multiple departure terminals?
I
Uh,
did not.
Nor I. So I went through security and they went, "You're in the wrong terminal." And then I walked over to the other terminal and had to go through security again. And total amount of time spent might have been 5 minutes. So I really can't complain at all. And when we were leaving from Midway, it was a complete breeze as well. So I tip my hat to everybody that was working without pay there because you're still doing a damn fine job, even if that just means pushing me through with very little regard for anything that I was carrying.
That's kind of how I appreciate my security interactions.
Yeah,
Just let me through. None of us
as
want to
long
be
as I'm
here. You
not
don't want to be
mildly
here. I don't want to be here.
inconvenienced. Yeah, it's fine.
All right, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna pause this because I didn't disconnect from my VPN and I didn't shut all my shit down. So I just had a huge spike, and I have a feeling it's gonna keep happening if I don't disconnect my stuff.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's what editing's all for. But I gotta say, at least on my end, you're very smooth today.
And hopefully, Nick just brought you a very early commercial in this episode. I realized I didn't disconnect from a bunch of stuff and thought it might have some.
You were being prepared.
I was trying to be prepared. If I was actually prepared, I would have actually set my do not disturb on Discord before we started recording.
Son of
So,
a bitch!
I usually
Anyway.
remind you to do that.
Yep. Way to not be prepared, asshole.
Yeah, well, like I said, this is the first episode we've recorded on Discord in 3 weeks, 2 weeks.
That's true. Laying on a
Probably
bed
2
with a
weeks.
microphone clipped to my lanyard from the convention was a lot easier with zero production necessary.
That's what I'm gonna just kind of hold out hope for. I'm gonna just continue doing this podcast for the next year, just so we can get one more live episode where we could just lay in our respective hotel beds and record. Because I tell you what, it's a hell of a lot easier than doing this.
Yeah, audio quality leaves a little to be desired, but it worked out.
Whatever.
Bit cavernous if you listen to any parts of the last episode. It is because you literally were laying on the bed talking at the ceiling, and I love it.
You know what? Aaron didn't complain, so I
He's our
think
listener.
I think we're okay. Uh, but yeah, so your travel went off without a hitch, right? You made it
Yeah,
home, didn't have
I
any
got lucky.
issues.
Yeah, I got lucky. It was cold as shit back in Chicago when I landed at Midway, man. And it was funny. I got an Uber, and I got picked up by this older guy, and he's like, "Boys, you crazy!" Like he was giving me the full business because I was literally standing there in flip flops and shorts. Like outside, it was 30 degrees. Chicago, the wind is whipping through this like undercarriage terminal area, and I was just standing there shivering, waiting for this guy to pull up. But other than that, no, it went off without a hitch, and I got lucky. I know you did not get quite as lucky, but how was Sunday?
Sunday was pretty good. So I ended up staying a day later than you. I flew out Monday morning. Ended up catching the Bills Dolphins game with the gang over at the bar area at the resort, which went very well for Todd. He got to see the
Yeah,
Dolphins win. John and company, all Bills fans, were not very happy
bit
to see how
bit
the
morose.
outcome
Yeah,
was. Yeah,
uh, I
I
say
had
good
no
for
dog in
Todd.
the fight.
He's had to. Yeah, I have no dog in the fight either. That's why I find the whole thing amusing. And yeah, poor Todd is having to take their shit for the last year. I say good for him. I was
Yeah,
there the
he.
last night listening to the Buffalo fans razz the hell out of him.
Yeah, so it was good. After that, I decided I was peopled out for a little bit. The convention was already starting to wind down, so I poked over into the free play arcade room like we had hung out in Saturday, and there was an arcade or a pinball machine that was calling my name, and I just figured, I couldn't say no to it.
Shack Attack, be
So,
thy name.
oh, how'd you know?
That's just a
Yeah, so
wild guess. Shot in the dark.
yeah, so I popped onto Shack Attack and I put up a game that wasn't good by my standards, and I was like, all right, I at least need to have put up a good score to go home on since I only get to play this game, once a year.
Before you go into what you may have scored, what would you consider a good score? I'm not sure I even know what a good score on Shack Attack would be, to be honest with you.
From what I've seen, a decent score is probably over 200 million.
Okay.
A
Yeah,
good
I think
score,
the only time that I've played it, at least in recent years, has been the last 2 years at Really Red Weekend. I don't recall seeing it in my more, in my pinball revival and middle age kind of thing. I just recall it
no
from
one
back in
has
the
it.
day. Yeah, back in the day and Really Red Weekend. That's it.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that I can find one around here. But yeah, a decent score is around 200 million or so. A good score is over 500 million. I think the all-time score is like 8 billion, which I can see how that's
It might take a
doable.
while.
Uh Probably not as long as you think. If I would have done a couple things differently, I'm not saying I would have hit the number one score, but I could have put up a couple billion if I didn't just
What if you knew what steps to have taken at the time, kind of thing?
Yeah, I kind of stumbled into something, but I think I put up, I can't remember now, and I'm not going to look it up, but I believe I put up 750 million, 780 million or something, which happened to be the highest score on that Shack Attack machine. So now my initials
Hey,
are on that machine for until, the
till it was
memory.
unplugged later that
It,
Sunday.
hey, 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 hey. But yeah, so it was kind of cool. I actually, because I'm, a nerd and I like numbers and statistics and I want to be good at everything. I went and looked at, I think it was Pinside or one of the pinball apps that tracks scores and stuff.
Yeah, Pinside, let's
And,
say. Sure.
and there was one of them. I know Pinside tracks them, and then there was an app too that I checked. But my score, I think, is 30th highest recorded score for Shack Attack right now.
Hey,
So
there you go. You're top 50. Top
I,
top
I
top 30. You're
I'm
still
top
top 30.
30.
If you are number 30, you're top 30. Yeah.
So, I mean, I'd love to be able to. There was one I saw for sale in Vermont that I'd love to buy, but I don't have the money. But one of
What's
these
it go
days,
for? Like 2,500 bucks?
two grand. It's between 13 and 25, depending on the condition. 13
Yeah.
is you're gonna put probably another 10 to 12 into it to get it in good condition.
I'm not sure
But
if you saw, but it came across my YouTube feed the other night was Sam's Rad Junk posting from the convention, which I think was all recorded on Sunday.
yeah,
And
I did see that.
I wondered about you playing Shack Attack because one of the pieces of the video was them taking the machine apart, and I'm like, oh god, Wyatt took it out, Wyatt broke it.
Yeah, I don't know if I did or not. I don't think I did. Hopefully, I can't. I was trying to look at my context clues when Sam was recording that. I was trying to figure out if it was before or after I put up my score, but I think it was before because Sam was recording all that during the Bills game.
Oh, okay,
Um,
yeah, I think they had said in the video actually that it was like the first time that they had cleaned it since it had been in
yeah,
their possession. So maybe they had it, you got it in perfect, rip roaring condition that they
that's
give it a
probably why I
little,
put up the score I had.
yeah, gave you a little tune up there before. No wonder I couldn't have put up that score while I was there. Now it all makes sense. I
Yeah,
understand now. Yeah,
next year
yeah,
you'll get
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course, there.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so I did that. After that, I just went back to the hotel room. Actually, no, I didn't go back to the hotel room because I did not have a hotel room. Because you booked the hotel through Sunday because we were both supposed to leave Sunday, and then I happened
Right.
to stay until Monday.
Oh yeah, what
And
did end up happening there? Because you had a couple potential options. You were maybe gonna
yeah,
roommate it. Well, you can tell me.
yeah, no. So Ian, friend of the show, Ian of Extra Napkins, offered to let me room with him because I dropped his roommate off Saturday. Nope, I dropped her off
Sunday
Sunday.
night. Yeah.
Yep, I made 2 trips to the airport. So I dropped her off at the airport Sunday night. So she had, an empty bed. So I was either going to room with Ian or, of course, Joe, who is the nicest friggin' guy in the world. And I can't say enough good things about that guy. I mentioned to him and he was like, "Oh, don't worry about it." He's like, "I think one of my employees doesn't plan on staying Sunday, so I have an open room, so just stay in that room." He's like, "I'll let you know this afternoon, but I'm 99% sure you can just go stay in that room for free."
What a guy.
Yeah, so that ended up working out. I ended up, just I had to wait until I got the okay, so I was kind of homeless at the resort for about 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, you had a rental car to throw all the shit in, right? I
I
mean,
did, yeah. I
yeah.
had one backpack, so I tossed that in there, and then some pizzas got delivered for the game that Joe forgot to tell everyone about because
Oh,
Joe
nice.
was running around. So I think there were like
Yeah.
12 pizzas in the green room. And after I'd snuck away from the Bills game, I was like, you know what? I'm pretty hungry. I have not eaten anything today. I'm gonna go get some pizza from the green room. Not remembering that my badge was deactivated as soon as I checked you out, so I had no access
Yep.
to get into the building to get to the green room. So
Yep.
I could see the pizza in the back window, and there
Yeah.
was no one in there. And I was just like, oh man, there's so much good pizza there, and I can't get to it. So sadly, I didn't get any of the Sunday pizza or
Did I ever
wings.
tell you like that happened to me in Vegas once?
No.
So I went to Vegas for the Ravens Raiders game, the first game at the new Raiders stadium,
Yep.
and went with a bunch of old college buddies, and we had, kind of said when that happens we should go, and so we did. And needless to say, it was a debaucherous weekend, and everybody had to roll out early Sunday morning to head back to the East Coast, except for me, who was living in San Diego, had a 40-minute flight home, nice,
Yep.
2 o'clock flight or something like that, and but I was staying with my buddy who had booked the room,
Yep.
and I finally, get out of bed after going to bed, God knows what hour, still noticeably, looking brutal, I'm sure, and went downstairs to go get a coconut water, and got in my like pajama shorts and a t-shirt kind of thing, and got back up to the room and couldn't get back in. And all of my shit is in there, including my phone and everything. Only took the key to the room, so there I am, standing barefoot, talking to the guy at the front desk. And I have, what, do you know most of your friends' phone numbers by heart
God
when you
no.
don't have your phone? No, I certainly don't. Do you know their exact emails? I don't. So we had a lot of fun guessing games with that, where he was like trying to nudge me to the correct answers before giving me a key. So that was fun. That's my
Yeah.
story about somebody checking out of a hotel room.
Yeah, thankfully I didn't have to worry about that because, like I said, I dropped you off super early, so I still had like
Yeah.
4 hours at the hotel room. So I took probably the longest shower of my life because I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna enjoy this.
Not
Wow.
my water bill. Bring it.
Yeah,
Crank. Oh, I
exactly.
love that. I love that. Crank it up. Get it all steamy and just like standing under it.
Yeah, so I did that, checked out, ended up getting the room from Joe, and then Ian had snuck off during like halftime because he was just the game wasn't going well, and
Hmm.
everyone was
Vibes were not jovial during that game, I would imagine.
Yeah, and it was just a lot of peopling. I mean,
Yeah.
I was toast. He was toast.
Oh, by
I
the time I
texted.
got home, man, yeah. I mean, I left a day earlier. I was my social battery was
Yeah.
kicked, and I was running out of my backup juice too, kind of thing.
It's taken me about a week to get mine back.
Yeah. I mean, and that's not a knock to the event or anyone or to you being here, but it's just I think the way you and I are both wired that.
When you're an introvert, you don't charge your
Yeah.
batteries being around people. You enjoy it, but it drains your batteries. It's not like an
Yeah.
extrovert that needs to be around people to get their energy.
Yes.
We lose ours, and this convention and all of our friends, I'd say 95% of our friends there at the convention are the introvert type. So like almost everyone on Sunday was just like, I love you guys, but I gotta go be by myself for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I think that there were probably some hangovers that added to that too.
Yes, that probably there's some hangovers and then some powering through hangovers into still being drunk.
Yeah, of course. Well, that's you don't want to ever have to feel it, man. Thank God that game was earlier.
Yeah. So after a while, I just kind of wandered around. Gave Sammy a ride to the airport, and then I texted Ian, and we kind of just hung out. I asked Sam if she needed any help packing up or anything, because the convention was over at that point, and you know how both of us said we felt useless and like we need to be helping with something because that's just how we are. So I helped her pack up the retro game room in the other room upstairs. Ian came up, we kind of helped out a little bit, shot the shit.
Oh, with all the consoles and stuff that they bring
all
in?
The console, all
Good
that
man.
stuff. So we got all that packed up, and then we did the annual Sunday night dinner over at McGuire's, which
Did you get the ribeye?
I did not. I got the Senate bean soup, which
Tell me about this. You guys were talking about this like 18-cent soup. Is that I don't remember this from the place. Is that like one of the things where it's the same price it was on the menu when we first opened 50 years ago or something?
Well, it was the same price on the menu at the U.S. Senate when it debuted. Yes, it's actually it was in the Senate cafeteria. Yes. So it was 18 cents. I think the lore in the menu is now it's like $7 for the bowl of soup, but there it's still 18 cents as long as you order something else with it. So I just obviously get it as like an appetizer or a side or whatever.
Yeah, I can't sit down at the bar and have a water and a big bowl of soup kind of thing.
Yeah, so I don't know why I didn't get it last year, but so I ordered, both Ian and I ordered the Senate bean soup because it was like 18 cents. Like, why wouldn't you order it? And
we're in the height of soup season.
Exactly, and it was cold in Florida that night too, so it actually was like soup season. I think it was cold for Florida. I think it was high 40s or so, maybe low 50s, but it was kind of windy, and it was fun seeing all the Florida people just freezing, and I'm standing there in my shorts and a t-shirt, like this is great.
Oh my God! When I first moved to San Diego, man, I would like go to Costco. And it'd be like 58, and these people would be dressed up, wrapped in parkas, and look at me like I was insane, having arrived from where the East Coast where I came in. And I'm like, oh, this is flip-flops weather, baby. This is great.
But the bean soup was great. I think it's I think I sent the recipe to a few of you guys.
Yes, you did post it. I did not look at it. Shame on me, but I believe I was actually making lentils.
You were making some other type of soup or something. Yeah,
it was bean-centric week over here.
I highly recommend trying it out. It was delicious. And then I ordered the peanut butter and bacon burger because I thought it was decent. However, I got about a quarter into it, and that was when I think my social battery absolutely was in the negatives, and Ian's was too. And we're both like, all right, we're gonna head out. Like, we appreciate you talked to Joe, Sam, and the people we were sitting with, and said our goodbyes, and then went back to the hotel.
Group dinners can be brutal to find an escape plan for. If you're having to wait for everybody to kind of go, well, I guess that'll be it, and finally watch everybody else stand up. You're in for a long evening, so much better to just Irish goodbye the situation.
We didn't even Irish goodbye. We said goodbye to the people that
you give your of course you give your hosts and the people that buying you dinner,
especially since they bought dinner for us. We were just gonna, and I was literally sitting next to Sam and right across from Joe, so it would have been really hard to just get up.
Then if you would be a major asshole if that were the case, I meant more the other however many dozen people at the table.
Yeah, there were probably
whatever there might have been.
There were probably 36 people at dinner.
Yo,
We basically
damn.
took up that entire back room, but Ian and I sat at a smaller table with Joe, Sam, Lucy, who works with them, and then a couple of Joe and Sam's friends. So we get to sit at like a nice small table and actually have a conversation, which was nice instead of being at the big long table with 55 people and
Shouting over each other,
yeah.
and yeah.
So it was pretty good. And then, went back home, went to bed fairly early, got up super early, got to the airport. Everything was pretty uneventful getting out of Florida. Made it to Nashville for my layover. I think I was supposed to have a 45-minute layover. And
Oh, we're getting back to the back-to-back airline chumps.
Yeah.
Is this chump of the week?
We're working right into it.
Okay, I believe I know the story, yeah.
So I got to Nashville. It was supposed to be a 45-minute layover, which I was a little bit worried about because it's kind of tight. If we would have left, Florida late, it could have caused some issues.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a little bit worried, but we ended up getting into Nashville 10, 15 minutes early, I think, which is great. But as soon as we landed, our flight from Tennessee was delayed by, I think it ended up being like an hour and a half, which sucked because I was on a pretty tight schedule.
Yeah, you had a bus to make.
Yes, I had a bus to make out of Logan, which I was going to barely make, and the hour and a half was kind of okay because of the cycles that the buses run on. I would have got there, I think, with about 15 minutes to spare to catch that bus, or I would need to wait another 90 minutes to So I just kind of wandered around, sat there and waited, and as we were getting ready to load up, the flight attendant, or not the flight attendant, but the gate attendant was saying, I just wanted to let everyone know I was flying Southwest back, so they still haven't gone to assigned seating yet. I think that changes on January 1st, so it's still the cattle call. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're Group A, so go pick your seats, blah, 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 blah. And they were saying, we got a group of 40 middle school students coming, so if people wouldn't mind, it's still the cattle call system, but, if people wouldn't mind leaving the back open for the middle school students so they can all sit near each other and then you guys could fill in, it would just help everybody out. And of course, absolutely nobody did that.
You're right, of course.
Yeah. So, and I think I was, I don't know, end of Group B maybe, so I didn't get a great choice. I still ended up with a window seat, which is what I always want because once I sit down on a plane, I don't get up. I don't care. I am planted. This is my spot. If I sat in the middle or aisle seat, I know I'm going to have to get up for the person next to me because everyone uses the bathroom or moves around or does something on a plane.
Mm-hmm. I'm that guy.
Yeah, exactly. So I made it to my seat, filled in, and of course the middle school students are all at like the end of Group C, but because nobody left the back open, all these middle school students are taking the middle seats all the way around the plane because that's obviously all that's left.
Spread them out, and that won't be chaos for everyone involved.
Yeah. So we got going, and I think I found out that I had Wi-Fi on the flight, which was nice. So I was texting you and the guys and telling you the kid next to me was he was watching TikTok, and then I was seeing like the games he was playing. And
you got a little observation
do some market research
into Gen Z Alpha kind of thing.
Yeah, it was a lot of weird TikTok videos. Then it was like Slay the Spire for 2.5 minutes. Then he played some weird like idle click game for about 4 minutes. The attention span was very, very short. Nothing lasted longer than
I imagine that was going to be the overall takeaway was, wow, they can't concentrate on shit.
Yeah. As I read, I think I finished The Running Man on the flight back home, and I finished it super early, and I finished my other book I brought with me, so I think I went to watch a show, and then I didn't. I think I just texted you, because I'm like, I don't feel like watching
media. What's that? Nashville to Boston?
It was 2 hours.
2 hours, yeah. That's maybe pretty short.
Maybe a little bit long. Actually, it might have been a little bit longer, 2.5 or so, but it wasn't a long flight at all. So we landed, and we landed a little bit late, and I had still about 15 minutes to catch my bus.
Yeah, they're probably not going to give you the let's let anybody trying to make a connection get off first when you're trying to make a bus, unfortunately, huh?
No, they did not. And not only that, these middle school students clearly, like, they had to have been visiting Boston. They were not coming back to Boston. And what it seemed like, this was the first flight for these kids. Most of
Oh,
these
so it
kids.
was everybody's amped up. Everybody's on the
Everyone's
way
amped
out.
up.
Yeah.
No one knows what protocol is. No one knows, like they have no idea how to deplane.
You should put your teacher hat back on, man. What grade did you used to teach?
I taught middle school, and I
There
said
you
something
go.
I said something to a couple of the kids, and they didn't want to listen to me. And I'm like,
Yep.
I'm not getting into a fight with a 13-year-old. It is what it is. But so these kids are basically like pushing their way. The kids in the front are trying to push their way to the back of the plane to go talk to their friends.
Right.
So you get people that are trying to get their stuff out of the overhead luggage. You
Yeah.
got me who's just sitting here in my window seat, like
Boiling.
Yep, like I'm looking at my watch every like 30 seconds. I'm like, I'm gonna miss this damn bus. I'm gonna miss this. And now I'm cursing myself because I'm like, I should have just sat in the middle seat in the front of the plane when I had like my B. Like I should have just sat in the middle seat in the front of the plane. I don't care. Like it would have been 2 hours. I would have been off. But that's neither here nor there. So it took me like 11 minutes when it probably should have taken me about 4 minutes to get off this plane. So I'm looking at my watch. I'm running to where the bus pickup is, and I missed the bus by like 90 seconds.
Earth.
I was so mad because I was so tired. I got up at 4:30 that morning to get to get back. I just wanted to get home.
You said, "Oh gee williker. Oh bother. Oh bother."
I just went,
like Winnie the Pooh. Oh
shucks.
Ah, jeez. Would you believe
stinks.
it? Ain't that always the way?
And I hate those kids. I hate those kids with the fire of 1,000 suns. I hope they had the most miserable time in Boston.
I think maybe your choice to get out of middle school instruction may have been well advised. State of middle schoolers in the tick jock generation. I don't know how long it's been.
I left teaching at the right point, and I left teaching because it was very adamant, or it was very clear at one point that the administration no longer had the teachers' backs when it came to things.
Yeah, customer service agents for parents, man. Come on.
Yeah, and at that point, it was okay. I'm done. But long story shorter, you 40 middle school students from Nashville, Tennessee, you are my chumps of the week.
And you are my chump of the week.
Chumps. You want to, there's stuff I want to talk about. I don't know if you want to go back into, we're back to assignments, so if we want to save that for towards the end, we can definitely do that. But there was a big announcement in the world of gaming and entertainment, shaking up things this week that we have to talk about, I feel. Valve.
Yeah, Fortnite. Oh. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Fortnite Simpsons. That's what you wanted to talk about, right?
Yeah, I love Fortnite. We all know that I am the number one Fortnite fan of the podcasting culture.
Yep, never played it. It looks fun. More power to him.
I am not
complicated with all the building and whatnot. No, so Valve kind of dropped a bomb, as they tend to do, and what is it, like 10 years, I think, removed from their last attempt to get in everybody's living rooms.
The Steam Link.
Yeah, they're coming back, man, and it's
the
finally the official Steam console, been dubbed the GameCube, which I love, along with a brand new Steam controller to go with it, and brand new VR headset.
Standalone VR headset.
Standalone VR headset, which is a huge, that should be noted. Standalone is a big thing. So I don't even know where to start with that. If the VR part isn't even the most interesting part to me, though some of the technology that's going on there is. I don't know. What do you think?
I'm, as someone that really enjoys VR, I say this as someone that also hasn't touched my MetaQuest in a year or so.
Yep.
I'm really looking forward to this. If they do this like they did the Steam Deck, all of this hardware stuff that they're doing, if they do it like they did the Steam Deck, it's going to release at a great price point because Steam is just trying to get you into their ecosystem.
Yeah, I mean, if you can sell people on buy our box and you'll never have to play or pay to play online ever again,
the only
a pretty
console
good way into someone's living room, I would think.
Let's say the Steam Steam's console, It's the only console that you will not have to pay to play online multiplayer.
Yeah, which of course is ridiculous, and I hope it
Yes.
makes Sony and everybody else reevaluate a bit, but it probably won't.
It
But,
won't.
I mean, they're gonna shift, I think, the way things work a little bit, as they are so often to do. Valve are always ahead of the curve. Obviously, Steam Link was way too far ahead of its time for most people.
I still have a couple new in box when they were selling them off for
I've
$5
always
a
wanted,
piece.
yeah, I've always wanted to use a Steam controller. I've never really.
Oh, you never
gotten
get to
any
use
time.
the original Steam controller?
No.
Those are really good. I
know
regret
that
not
people
getting
that
one
like
of those.
them really like them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when they were
The idea of
clearancing everything
playing-
out.
The idea of
I
playing
almost
like
got
an RTS or something that's so mouse and keyboard dependent with a controller, I really like the idea of that.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have a taste of it with the Steam Deck with the nice little thumb pads there.
Yeah,
but-
for sure. Yeah, but going back to what you were saying, I think we're on the same exact page. I think VR is cool as hell, but there's always going to be that little barrier to entry of having to boot it up and strap on a physical helmet, when sometimes I just want to collapse into the couch and grab my controller that's already sitting there. And like you said, I think my Quest 3, it's really my son's, is amazing, but I can count the number of times I've actually used it on my hands, kind of thing. VR pinball is incredible. It's really neat. But I just don't feel like going to do it. It's like, it seems like this whole thing. I don't know why, and I can't explain it, but I think that's a barrier for a lot of people.
That's absolutely, yeah. A lot of people, like you said, you want to grab. It's the same thing when it comes to PC gaming. People want to grab a controller. They want to press their Xbox button. They want their Xbox to turn on, and it's there. There's no boot up screen. There's
especially these days, you're right back where you were when you turned it off.
Yes,
a week
with
ago,
quick resume.
if could have been. Yeah, I mean that's an amazing thing that they've done there. But like the foveated image technology, if I'm saying that correctly, looks pretty incredible. So the way that they're able to do AAA game processing locally is basically trickery. Am I wrong? So basically, the VR will only be rendering what your eyes are directly looking at, and the available periphery to that, versus
which is wild. That
It
is
is
so
wild.
cool.
And yeah, I was watching the LTT video about it, and basically the eye tracking internally is so good that he said he couldn't beat it, to the point where if he looked over really quick, it would lag behind, or there'd be a perceivable millisecond of lag, and he said it's not there. And that seems to be the consensus from everybody I've heard that's using it. So that part's really interesting to me. Whether that means anyone will use VR more in practice, I don't know, but
depending on the price points for all of these things, I could see myself getting each one, which I hate because I know I will use it for a month and then it will sit.
Given the choice, as a consumer, if you present a piece of hardware made by Facebook and one made by Valve,
that was going to be my next
point.
point.
I'm going, and especially when one requires an account to Facebook, which should have nothing to do with my VR experience. So
and Meta spent I can't even remember. It was billions and billions of dollars last year.
Yeah, talking about that video. I love that he called out their.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a few, but it's like 17 billion here, here, and yeah, their burn rate, it seems impossible, the amount that he dumped into the metaverse and all that garbage. And
then Valve with their 300-ish employees.
Yeah, 350 employees, I think, just shat right in their cereal.
Of course, we have to wait to see it come out. We've seen, the LTT videos and other people try it, but
I'm not inclined to doubt Valve's engineers at this point.
They haven't steered me wrong yet.
And I think there's a lot of people moving over to the box that are saying, well, on paper, it's really not that impressive, and blah, 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 blah. Wait to see what they do with it, because that's the type of stuff that I love the most. Brute forcing stuff isn't interesting to me. Wildly optimizing stuff is extraordinarily interesting to me. And how much can you do with this hardware that keeps the price down versus... modern games that aren't optimized at all you require a 5080 or something to play something that looks the same as a game from 8 years ago or something like that. So I'm interested to see all the stuff that Valve can do to take advantage of technologies. And, well, I don't know what your thoughts on that are, but I have further to go into that too.
Yeah, no. The Steam Machine. Moving on to that, like you had said,
Sorry.
I would, yeah. As of now, I don't know. I assume that's going to be the name of it. That's what I see on the official Valve website is Steam Machine. So I think
Yeah, I
that's
think
what
it
it's
will.
going to be.
You're gonna
It's going
go
to be called the
Steam.
GameCube by everybody, but it's
Everybody's gonna call
officially
it
known as the Steam Machine
GameCube for sure. But I
because
think Steam
it is a
Deck, Steam
cube.
Machine, Steam VR, whatever they're gonna do. Yeah,
Yeah. Steam Frame is the VR one.
that's a terrible name. I'll just be the one to say it.
Yeah, that's not as good as the GameCube, which I don't know why they 100% should have gone with the Steam GameCube. But
They already have boot up animations for your
Yes.
deck that you can load, which I think is wonderful.
yes. So the Steam Machine, I saw a couple things that I was reading this past week, and people are already starting to poo-poo it as, well, based on what it has here, it's only going to have, the power between like an Xbox Series S and a PlayStation 5. And I'm
I'll
like,
never
that's plenty
understand-
of it. That's plenty. Like,
Also, it's custom architecture, and
Exactly.
that's really important. With a custom-made GPU that no
Which-
one has ever tested before
Correct.
and has never had their hands on, and you're already judging what it's going to be able to do. So I don't understand that. Like I said, their engineers plus designing a silicon from the ground up with AMD, I imagine is going to be something fairly special.
it's gonna be. I'm looking forward to it. I know we were talking about it with Joe earlier this week, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's day one. I'm getting that."
Oh, yeah.
And that it's something that I'm gonna get. No matter what, because some people, and like he had said, he just wants to. Joe, owner of Rad Bar, owner of Rad Junk, big tech guy. Loves video games, hates video games, and he hates pinball, and he hates everything, depending on the day.
Right.
But he said like this is going to be a day one for him because he literally just wants to be able to go sit on his couch, just like like we were just talking about. This removes any Joe who built his own, powerful gaming PC is like, I would much rather go to a Steam Machine, press my power button on my controller to turn it on, have it boot into Steam OS, and just
There
be good to go.
is something there. I would rather 99% of the time plop on my couch and hit the button on the controller versus sitting down here at this desk where I'm recording this, firing everything up, loading into a game. It feels very...
It's more work-like.
There's something to that. It sounds incredibly douchey to say,
And
but there
I
is
lost
something to
you.
that. I've still got you. I'm gone. Can't hear me? You're still coming through fine on my end. Ruh-roh.
Spectrum is planning to drop 22 channels, including Corncob TV. They're saying by the end of 2022, Corncob TV won't be available on your cable menus. That means you won't be able to see some of your favorite Corncob TV shows, including Coffin Flop. They're saying they want to drop Corncob TV because we showed over 400 naked dead bodies on our show Coffin Flop. If you love Corncob TV shows, it's time to tell Spectrum no.
And welcome back. Sorry about that. Minor technical difficulties with Wyatt's suck-ass Comcast.
Surprise!
But we're back. We're back. No, what I was saying was, yeah, sometimes just sitting down at the desk seems like a to-do versus a leisure activity. And I know that that's really an awful thing to say, but I think that there is that barrier for a lot of people. I do use a dock for my Steam Deck, and I know you know this because we were just playing tape to tape when you were here sitting on my couch.
Which I highly recommend people to play multiplayer. That was a blast.
Yes, tape to tape is amazing and addictive, and you should play it now. But that's a pretty flawless experience for the most part to me.
Yeah.
It's kind of already there and available if you have a Steam Deck. I'd totally recommend spending the $20 on Amazon to buy a JSOW or any other no-name Chinese brand that works just fine. Because it works really well when you treat it like a Switch.
Yeah,
But
that's basically what it is, really.
having
a more powerful
said all
Switch.
of that, this box is going to be 6 times more powerful than the deck, I think they
Yeah.
said. So, I mean, I'm going to buy it. Who am I kidding? It's whether I'm day one is a different story, but eventually I'm sure it's going to end up in my living room.
What do you think the price point's going to be? I want to see if your thoughts align with mine.
I see 2 models. I see one with more storage and more RAM for about probably $699, and one base model at $499. That's my guess.
I was thinking 3 models, only because I did 3 models with the Steam Deck when they first came out.
Did they? Okay, they had
Yeah.
3? Okay.
Yeah, they did, and I don't know if they'll do it this time, because originally the Steam Deck, the low end model only had flash memory, and then the other two had
yeah,
the
that's
SSDs
right.
in them. And I
So
don't
let's say-
think they're going to do flash memory with this. So you might be
No.
right that they're only going to do two models. I was thinking 500 for a lower. I was thinking about the same, either 500 and 750 or
Well,
500 and 700.
Yeah, RAM and storage are wildly off the charts expensive right now, so
Yes.
they could justify the difference. I think you'll see something like 16 gigs of RAM and 256 storage, maybe 512, and then like a 32 terabyte or a 32 gig and a terabyte hard drive.
Oh, and now that I'm looking at the thing, I swore I looked at this before, but there are going to be two models. It's listed on the hardware page. There's going to be a 512 gigabyte SSD, and there's going to be a 2 terabyte model.
Oh, there you go. Okay, they've already announced it. So,
and the nice thing is both of them, and this is what I think Steam is, or Valve is great with, is just like the Steam Deck, both of these are also going to have high-speed micro SD card slots. So if you want to, supplement
just easy.
your stuff.
Yeah, I love them for that.
Yeah.
They're so cool about stuff like that. You don't have to buy their stupid, Valve-only branded version of storage.
Same thing with the dock. Like you just said, go buy any third-party dock and it works great. Nintendo, they've been having so many. I think there was an update to the Switch 2 recently. There were a few third-party docks that worked.
Bricky, right?
Yep, and it nerfed some third-party docks, which Nintendo came out and said, which who knows if it's true or not. And it's entirely possible that it's true, but they said, we had no intention of actually, we'll fix it in a hot fix, soon. We didn't mean to do this. But with Nintendo's track record, it honestly wouldn't surprise me if they're like, let's just go with it, see what the pushback is, and...
Yeah, and I could see them using some weird proprietary connection. Yes, it is just USB-C, but it talks differently. And
there's a handshake that happens with the dock.
Exactly. Yeah, and Valve, plug in USB-C out, it works.
And the biggest part of the Steam machine that I feel like I just want to throw out there before we move on to something else is it is going to have an LED strip with 17 individually addressable RGB LEDs. So this is for the true gamer out there. It's not gaming if you don't have RGB.
Once you have RGB, yeah, that's it. You are. I'm spending more and more time trying to tell my son to not refer to himself as a gamer, but.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And then I don't know if you had anything to say about the Steam controller. It's definitely different than the original Steam controller, but I think that they're building off of the current stuff mixed with a Steam controller.
Yeah, having said that, I've never used one, which is the truth. It looks like the logical evolution. It's like going from the PS4 controller to the PS5 controller or something like that. Yeah, I'd love to use it if it's not a pack-in. I don't know if I would immediately buy one or if I'd wait, to see what's what.
I didn't think about that. I bet there will probably be more than two. There'll be two models of the Steam machine.
Two models,
but
many bundles. Many different bundles, I bet.
There'll be, obviously, I think there'll more than likely be the all-in-one that's going to be the Steam machine, the Steam controller, and probably the VR, but maybe not, since it is a standalone thing. Maybe they don't bundle it, but yeah, I do think you're going to see multiple variations of two Steam controllers with a Steam machine, one with a Steam machine, XYZ, blah 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 blah. But
what about the whispers? And apparently there are a bunch of hidden Easter eggs in the announcements. I haven't dove any deeper than that. That would indicate that they are actually going to launch this with Half-Life 3.
Half-Life 3, yeah.
Do you believe any of it? Or is that just rumor mill, internet being the internet?
If they're going to do it,
this would
absolutely be the time to do it.
Talk about a killer pack-in app. If this,
yeah, and you know what? I'm really on the fence with it because, as you said, the internet being the internet and trying to create something out of nothing. But, I mean, if you wanted to get an attach rate, and people who have been begging for Half-Life 3 forever.
I don't even remember when Half-Life 2 came out, other than I think I was in college, so 20 years
2006, 2007? It's been almost 20 years.
I was out of college.
Half-Life 2.
Oh, man.
Half-Life 2 came out... Oh, no, wow. Even earlier. Half-Life 2 came out in 2004, so it's been 21 years.
I was still in college. All right.
Oh, you know what? It's that's why people are thinking it. Although
Is there
Yesterday
an
was the
anniversary?
21-year anniversary. Yesterday was the 21-year anniversary. And I think people were thinking that yesterday they were going to announce that Half-Life 3 was going to be part of this, which, as far as I know, I haven't seen the internet blow up, so that did not happen. I'd say I'm leaning 60-40 that there could be Half-Life 3 announced as, I don't know if it would be, not necessarily a hack-in, but
But a
released
launch title.
alongside.
Yeah. As much as a PC could have a launch title.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, with the Steam Deck, they released. God, I can't remember what the name of the demo game is that came with it, but there was actually a lot of fun, and it gave you. I don't know if you've played it. It gave you a Valve. I can't remember, but you basically are inside of a factory and you're trying to do all this different work, and it's just to show you how all the stuff works on the Steam Deck.
I vaguely recollect this, and it was kind of, they did another version of it with the Switch 2, same kind of idea, but you had to pay for it.
Yes, but yeah, and the Switch, that one was definitely, that's Nintendo shooting themselves in the foot over and over
Charging you
again.
for a tech demo?
Yeah, but I don't know, I think I'm pretty excited.
I'm excited more for other things that I think slipped under the radar for a lot of people, but given my hobbies and the things you can see, or Wyatt can see surrounding me, they announced full support and development for an open source project that I guess they've been financing the development of, called Fex.
Oh, yeah.
And Fex is a translation layer, which, and this is incredibly interesting to me, not via Windows emulation or anything like that, just a straight translation layer. You will be able to run, Grand Theft Auto.exe on Linux and Android and ARM processors powered by ARM machines. So
that's going to be wild for you with all your handhelds. And
I can look up and see 5 Android devices surrounding me now. But that's huge. And I'm a niche hobby enthusiast, but this is going to have huge ripples out. You're talking about now anything just became a mini Steam Deck. Your phone just became a mini Steam Deck. You put that into one of those, controller phone thingies, boom, you can log into Steam and start playing games. That's ridiculous.
Which is funny because I think that this has the possibility of taking the little wind out of the sails of Xbox with their "this is an Xbox" campaign of all this stuff is an Xbox.
Well,
which was basically just cloud gaming that Xbox was talking about, and Steam is no, this can be.
Well, I get the impression that maybe they're hedging their bets alongside Valve a little bit, given the recent the ROG Ally with Xbox. That's now running officially SteamOS, I think, in some cases. So that begs the question, do you see Steam compatibility open up on Xbox devices? I don't know.
I think it happens. I know it's been rumored, and I know, because Xbox
Series X is basically PC architecture in a lot of ways. It's x86, I think, isn't it? Or is it not? Okay.
I believe so. And our millions of listeners will chime in, obviously.
Right. But, this whole thing is, I think hopefully Microsoft have had the foresight to say partnering up with Valve and maybe opening their world and vice versa would be a good way to hedge their bets in the future if they're going to turn into a subscription model company, or at least the gaming division is.
Yeah, I'm excited for the short term and medium term future of these games. I love Valve. I love Steam, and this. I really hope this brings more people into PC gaming, and I understand
it certainly will. I don't see any way that it couldn't. I think the deck already did that. I know a lot of friends that left PC gaming back in high school in the Red Alert era kind of thing, Unreal Tournament 99 back in those days, and haven't touched PC gaming since because it just, I think, like we said, it felt like a to-do. They were like, oh, I gotta build a new system. I don't know anything about current PC architecture and all that stuff. And if you give them a living room box or something like the deck, oh, cool, I can just jump in. Here's this ecosystem. I click on the game I want. It's mine. I think it'll
Yeah.
really make a difference, and I think there's a lot of console gaming kind of going the wayside entirely, or going the way of the dodo. I mean, everybody's kind of banging each other until they come out as a PC at this point. The differences are few and far between.
Yeah.
Outside of Nintendo.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think Nintendo's insulated from this because they have gone their own
They've
way
always done
with
their own
everything.
batshit thing, yeah. So yeah.
And I think, there's always going to be a new Nintendo coming out until Nintendo decides, we're not going to do it, which I don't think you'll
their
ever
first party IP
see.
is way too valuable to
Yeah.
ever, not do a next Nintendo console, and especially as the IP just gets more and more valuable. You got 3 theme parks and the second movie coming out, and another one in development.
You got
and so on and
a
so
Legend
forth.
of Zelda movie that's coming out now. Super Mario Galaxy movies coming out. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. But
thank you to the Super Mario Galaxy trailer coming out. Thank you so much. I really, really want to thank the people that released that onto YouTube over the weekend, because I got to watch it 87 times, maybe. No, it might have been 86. Yeah. Needless to say, my son's very excited for that.
that's gonna be a day one for you, I assume.
Oh, I believe it will be. Yeah.
Day 1, day 2, maybe day 4.
Oh yeah, he should be old enough to ride his bike to the damn theater. Kids still do that? Probably not, right?
Yeah, at this point, I mean, I wouldn't know.
I'll take him the once, but after that, yeah, he can figure
You're
out
on
his
your
own
own.
damn way. Yeah.
Like, what do your
So-
friends' parents take you?
Yeah, man. I mean, I think that's the big takeaway from this is Valve is kind of knocking down walls here a little bit in the space, and I don't know if I'm Meta or certainly Microsoft, I'd be reevaluating a bit for sure.
It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, I think.
But kind of not really going along with this, but we're talking about video games, so it does kind of go along with this. I had asked you before we started recording, and you were like, "Don't tell me I want to know about this," when we start recording. And I'll ask you again, you can give me the same answer.
Oh, the GameStop thing. Yeah.
Yes, did you hear what is going on with GameStop in a couple weeks?
Nuh-uh.
All right. So, on December 6th, and I believe it's only December 6th, rather, GameStop is going to allow their customers to, quote-unquote, trade anything day.
Okay. So
yes. What do you, just hearing that, what are your thoughts on that?
It makes me think about Doc and Mr. Fusion. I'm going to bring a half-empty beer and banana peel into GameStop.
Well, guess what? That's pretty close to what they're allowing. So I'm going to give you the list of things that you cannot trade in. Aside from these things, GameStop on December 6th is going to take whatever you bring in, which is wild. So
no
this
bodily fluids.
That is on there. So you cannot trade in hazardous waste, material, chemicals, liquids, lithium-ion batteries, or items containing lithium-ion batteries, weapons or ammunition.
Isn't that like all electronics?
There is a stipulation here that basically says that, except for the things that they normally take, so video games, stuff like that.
Tablets, laptops.
Yeah. No dead or live animals. Exception. You can trade in taxidermied animals.
Okay.
And they specifically spell out, although taxidermy items are allowed.
Well, you got to account for, the South and Texas and everybody. Yeah.
No alcohol, tobacco, drugs, or pharmaceutical items.
Well, not with the corporation, but you can make your own side deal with the employees.
Yeah, right. No computers, except for the ones that GameStop normally takes. So I assume it's like you're not going to be able to trade in your Gateway 2000.
Whack.
No computer accessories that weigh less than 100 pounds, such as monitors, keyboards, keypads, mice, pointing devices, and external hard drives, except those that are normally accepted by GameStop. So I'm assuming Logitech gaming mice and gaming
keyboards. What the hell
keyboards.
does 100 pounds have to do with...
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
No
You're like,
small...
nothing over 100 pounds, like keyboards. Like, what?
Part of me kind of wants to go to a GameStop just to see the people that get turned down for some of this stuff, because it also says they aren't going to let you there. You can't trade in small, outdated electronic equipment such as portable digital music players, VCRs, and DVD players. Because you know these people that are going to bring shit in, and they say no, they're just going to toss it in the trash. And if you could just hang outside GameStop and you see someone that has like an
pick
old
up some cool
MP3
stuff.
player,
Yeah.
right? It's
Pick
like
up
hanging
a
out.
Zune.
Yeah. No small scale servers. Sit there, you get that. No televisions. Again, someone tries to bring that in. No gift cards or foreign domestic currency. No jewelry. No sexual or explicit items. And the weirdest one, aside from saying taxidermy items are allowed, no items resembling body parts.
Dildos are off the table, huh?
Well, that's already covered by sexual and explicit items.
What if they've been through the dishwasher? Oh, yeah, sexual. Okay.
But
That's just, again, I think when we made them the Trump of the Week a couple weeks ago, what the hell are they doing to these poor freaking employees, man?
that's
People are
my
not set
biggest
up to do
takeaway is
this
I
shit.
feel terrible for these employees on December 6th that are going to have to deal with these idiots that
I mean,
are
I
coming
loved-
in.
Like, if I can take advantage of it, I will. I'm not going to lie. Like, Best Buy back in the day would be like, any tablet you bring in,
Yep.
get $50 in trade credit. Okay, I can bring in a whole stack of shitty tablets.
Yep.
So, I mean, if people, I'm sure there'll be, a Reddit thread would be like, dude, they will give you this much for that. I'm down.
I'm sure most of it's going to be like 50 cents for shit.
Right,
But, like,
I mean,
how many
that's
things
the
do you
thing.
have that is
But
worth
that's-
nothing?
That's the thing. I mean, even if it's worth $1,000, it's GameStop. They're going to offer you $8 and tell you they're doing you a favor, kind of thing. So it's, I don't know. That's, if I could exploit it, I'm all for it. But screw GameStop.
If I could go get, I'm going to go to Goodwill or one of the thrift shops and go get, like 5,000 Pogs and,
Yeah.
Get a penny each for every Pog and then go ahead and buy a game. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
it's going to be exciting to see, like you said, the people that are going to find a way to exploit this. I don't have the get up and go that I had 15 years ago.
yeah, that's the thing. I can't be bothered for the most part. I can say all I want, and I'll be like, yeah, or I could just order it right now and pay full price because I don't really care.
It'll be fun to see some of the things that people do bring in.
Oh,
Like,
I'm
it
sure
doesn't-
people are going to take the piss out of it for online content, and deservedly so. But again, I feel bad for the poor saps that have to stand behind the counter.
Did it say food?
I really hope that they're not accepting food.
It doesn't say that they don't accept food.
Yeah, so that's going to go well.
I'm gonna go bring some hot and readies and see what I can get.
You can bake them cookies.
Yeah, good call. Let's bring Wyatt's Wicked Goods back for one day
Literally
only
priceless.
to GameStop.
Literally priceless. They would be the only people on this earth with access to these cookies at the time.
Yeah,
just
I'm
saying.
surprised,
Just saying. You should be able to get a PS5 or something out of that.
That is really weird that they don't explicitly call out that you can't trade in food or drinks.
It's going to be a nightmare, and I'm sure that there was a ton of thought behind it beyond an evening out and cocaine.
I was gonna say the
You know what we should
super
do,
crappy
man? It'd
CEO.
be awesome. Oh, people would love it, man. Oh,
Trade
dude, it's gonna be
anything.
fucking killer. It's gonna be killer, dude. That's probably and the lack of attention on the terms that you're reading to think of things like food. I would think are representative of that level of effort.
Yeah, it's I'm although December 6th, I actually think I'm going to be gone. Yeah, I'm going to be gone on December 6th. So sadly, I won't be able to participate, but I would be interested to, like I said, even just go hang outside the GameStop for a little bit just to see the crap that people bring in. And
Well, I mean, you're going to be
Bring out.
gone. Where are you going to be that doesn't have a GameStop?
I'm going to be out in the middle of nowhere, Vermont for our anniversary. So
Oh, fair. I thought that's
probably
when you were
won't
gonna
want to be going to spend time.
Got it. I didn't know if that was when you were going to be in Manhattan for.
Oh, God, no, that's,
when Kenny Shopson's is closed.
Yeah, no, that's next August that I'm going out to New York.
Oh, okay, you got a minute. Oh, got it.
Yeah. Maybe if they're doing it again next August, I'll go hang out at the Manhattan GameStop and see what people bring in there.
Yeah. Well,
But-
talking about Steam and GameStop and games, it was a very gaming episode today. We owe each other some assignments to get back into.
We do, and I'm going to let you go first because I'm a gentleman.
Backlog Buster Brothers coming
We still
in
need to
hot,
get,
and I don't have a song made yet, but I'm gonna assign shit to Wyatt Booted Up.
All right. I think that's going to be the music, and you're going to need to clip that
Clip
and
that
play
out.
that every time we do this.
You got it. All right, so I was taking a look through your old GG. Is that? I assume that just stands for good game.
Yeah,
Where we shared our backlogs with one another,
that'd
and
be my guess.
something caught my eye
Uh-oh.
that I did play back in the day, but I definitely never finished it, and probably only gave a couple hours to. So I think it's appropriate on this list, actually, to assign to both of us, if you'll agree to that, and then we could both kind of chat it up. Because I don't remember any part of the stuff that I did play, other than I think it was on a burned copy on Xbox 360. But in the wake of the recent passing of Ozzy Osbourne, it seems appropriate, and Lemmy before him.
Oh,
Let's play us some Brutal Legend, starring Jack
I haven't
Black.
played that yet. Yeah,
This is a Double Fine game that is
I've heard good
based
things.
in the world of rock and heavy metal, and you play as protagonist, who is
Eddie
basically...
Riggs.
Okay, thank you for finding the actual name. I believe he's a roadie. Is that
Yep.
the backstory? And he goes into some sort of demonic otherworld type of deal, and using the help of people like Lemmy and Ozzy, goes on a little adventure.
It's set in a universe somewhere between Lord of the Rings and Spinal Tap.
That seems like a perfect descriptor for this game. And I think everybody that's in it actually did their own,
Yep.
vocals and everything. And I know his name's going to escape me. Tim. What's his name from Double? This is a Double Fine Studios game. Tim.
Yes, it is. God, I can't remember his name.
Tim. Oh, whatever his name. He's a huge metalhead, obviously. So very much in my world, and I can't believe I've never actually played this game. And I saw it sitting there, and Tim Schafer, thank you. It immediately struck me because the day after Ozzy died, the studio gave it away for free.
Yep.
So I actually have a Linux native copy that I want to try out. And I would assume I have it on Steam and elsewhere as well. I don't know where you might play it, but this was a PS3 360 era first release.
Yes.
And has since, I believe, gotten a new fresh coat of paint and updates on PC more recently.
That sounds right. All right, I'm
will,
excited. Yeah,
you get cameos from some of the biggest names in the metal music world, and it's a wild ride in the belly of the beast, not to be missed by gamers and metalheads alike, Wyatt. So
that's
there
us.
You go. I'm forcing this metalheadness on you.
Yeah, I like metal. I mean, I'm not super huge into it, but I do enjoy metal, so this will be fun.
You don't have like a commissioned painting of Lemmy on your basement steps, or like weirdo people do? No,
I've never seen anyone that had something like that. Someone that did that would be really freaking weird.
Loser. So yeah, I know that I'm still getting an assignment from you to watch something this week, and that's fine. But on this one, I say we journey together, man, and let's see what we think when we come back next week.
Yeah, I'm all for that, and I think that's kind of a cool idea. And I think maybe we could do that once.
It doesn't just have to be.
Or...
It doesn't have to be Backlog Buster Brothers all the time either. It could be, hey, I saw this. This looks like our type of shit. You and me are going in.
Yeah, like nope, I had a game in my head and it's gone. But yeah, like other games. But yes, I
like those ones that we play with the things and the
the guys that you do the stuff with.
How about something like Turbo Golf Racing? We pulled down off the shelf completely randomly and fell in love with together.
And that's kind of fun. It looks like it's only about 9 hours to beat the game, or 9 to 12 hours to beat the game.
Very doable in a week or two, for sure.
So, kind of going along with what you said, I've seen this movie multiple times. I'm assigning you a movie.
Okay.
I've seen this movie multiple times. I haven't watched it in probably a decade. It's a movie that is near and dear to my heart. It's not a great movie by any means, but I think it's a lot of fun.
Have I seen this movie?
I don't know. I honestly don't. I would be kind of surprised if you had, because it wasn't a huge budget movie.
The last Wyatt favorite that I got sent down was the Danny DeVito and Norm Macdonald movie, which was...
You didn't enjoy Screwed?
I can see how if you had seen it on cable a million times while growing up, you might hold a special place in your heart, but a bit light on actual humor.
Yeah, it's because Dave Chappelle was in it.
As much as I love Mr. Norm. Oh, he was still funny and normal back then.
So
25 years before he lost his fucking mind.
This movie has Donald Glover,
Okay, love Donald Glover.
Aubrey Plaza,
Love her.
Ellie Kemper from The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt in The
Yeah,
Office.
yeah, The Office. Yeah, sure.
Yep. Kevin Brown, who you may know as .com from 30 Rock.
Never
if you
saw
watch 30 Rock. Okay,
Nope.
so you wouldn't know him.
That'll be on my Wyatt backlog list.
Bobby Moynihan,
Love Bobby.
Matt Walsh, the cool one, not the
Not the
dink.
other guy, yeah.
Yeah.
No, the guy from Upright Citizens Brigade, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did I say Ben Schwartz yet?
Nope. but
From
love
Parks
him
and
too.
Rec? Yep. Or you probably know him better from Sonic the Hedgehog.
I don't know him better from that. My 9-year-old knows him better from that, but I know him as John Ralphio first, probably.
Yes. So
Yeah,
there's a
keep
couple
me in
other
suspense
people
any
that might-
longer. What the hell's the movie?
it is called Mystery Team. Have you ever heard of this or seen this? Came out in 2009.
Yes, and they play a trio of like mystery hunter, investigator guys, and
Yes.
they're grown men, but they act like they're 11 years old, and the movies, the world that exists around them is still like completely profane.
Yes, and
Yes, I've seen this. I'll be glad to watch it again, but I have seen this when it came out.
well,
I think.
we're both gonna. So you know what? This is gonna be just
A
a week
twofer
of
this
us. Yes, we're both
I'm
gonna
down.
watch this movie, and we're both going to play Brutal Legend.
Okay.
Part of the reason why I wanted you to watch this
What
is
was
one
the title
because
again? I want to look it up. I'm just
Mystery
trying to remember.
Team.
Mystery Team. Okay.
not to be confused with Mystery Men.
Right, well, Mystery Men, I know. Yeah, Mystery Team. Yeah, okay. I'm looking at the cover now, and yep, I remember.
It was by
this
Derek
well.
Comedy, which was a small comedy group that Donald Glover was part of before he kind of blew up. And I think it was Dominic Dirks and DC Pearson were also part of Derek Comedy, which you probably wouldn't know because I don't really remember anything else they did outside of this movie. But the big reason, aside from just loving this movie, that I wanted you to watch it is
These guys,
this is,
right?
Yes.
That was like their comedy troupe. I just sent Wyatt a picture.
Yep. This is filmed about 15, 20 minutes from where I live right now.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, it was filmed right in Manchester, New Hampshire. So I also wanted you to watch it so you can see where I live. So I get to see where you live. You get to take me around. I can't really give you a tour of out here. So the next best thing is having you watch Mystery Team so you can see Mark's Showplace, the former strip club that was in Manchester. And
I remember the scene in the strip club.
Yeah.
I remember bits and pieces, but the broad strokes are definitely there. So this came out, what? This is well over 10 years ago,
2009.
I think. 2009, okay, so
Yeah.
16 years ago. God damn. I remember this coming out, and it was one of those things, this is a very, like, pick off the DVD shelf at random type of pick.
that's exactly
Like,
what this is.
Yeah. And I remember loving it, but I would say not for everybody.
Oh, 100%.
We're leaning into absurdist humor, if I recall correctly, and oftentimes extraordinarily dry. So
Yes.
I know that's not everybody's cup of tea, but basically it's them playing it straight in this oh gee golly shucks kind of 50s G Mr. Wilson characters in a modern world that says, the 7 dirty words and whatever else kind of thing.
I'm actually surprised you've seen this.
I have seen some things. It's just random.
Well, I know you have, but like I said, this wasn't a big release.
No,
it wasn't
it
a
wasn't.
popular movie. It had a budget of $1 million. Like that.
It's one of those things that I might have like we said, off strength of cover alone, and go, yeah, sure, I'll watch that. Especially if something's a comedy, I'm usually a little more willing to give it a shot in the dark.
Yeah. But
I remember this and the Foot Fist Way being very close
the Foot
together.
Fist Way I watched in college. Yeah, that was the Danny McBride one with Diedrich Bader.
Kind of his coming out party before he blew up huge.
That one was 2006. I remember watching that one in college.
Yeah, because that was, he was essentially playing Kenny Powers before it was Kenny Powers.
Oh, I said Diedrich Bader, who is not in this. I'm confusing him because Diedrich Bader was the sensei in Napoleon Dynamite. But this is the Danny McBride movie, but I brought those
Diedrich
two
Bader
universes in
is
together.
all right, the dude from Drew Carey show.
Yeah.
Yeah, two chicks at the same time.
Yeah, exactly, that guy.
Fucking A, man.
Yeah, this is just the Danny McBride vehicle, but I remember enjoying that quite a bit too.
And now that we've gone completely off the rails. All right, cool. So we're going to watch and play the same thing. What a novel concept. And then come back and discuss.
And you know what? We can see how things like this work. And maybe if we enjoy doing this. And,
well, I think it's actually a pretty good idea comparatively to something like me giving you a game that I played 20 years ago and don't remember that much about.
Not know what to talk about?
Yeah. That was a Star Wars thing with Star Wars stuff in it, right?
Yeah. Well, you know what? That Star Wars thing with Star Wars stuff in it is our most listened to episode by almost
that's right.
2 times.
Chuck. Oh, we forgot. We're supposed to do the intro this week where we're going to just like say Taylor Swift over and over again to see if we could get an algorithm to pick us up.
Or just say it at the end.
Yeah, well, you guys out there will know, but if you see an episode titled like Taylor Swift has no talent or something just like completely outlandish, but at the top of the pop culture lexicon, like that'll be why.
We're just testing the scrapers.
We're gonna see if we can game the system. Let's we include
Star Wars
the words
episode has
Star
2
Wars.
times more. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's our most
double the
episode.
downloads, and it's just because it had the word Star Wars in it apparently. So
which we spent maybe 10 minutes talking about Star Wars Force Unleashed.
Yeah, if that. And I was like, yeah, I don't really honestly remember that much. And you're like, it was okay. And clearly didn't play it for that long and had no plans on continuing to do so.
No, I have not touched that since. But,
yeah,
people go into that thinking that
we're
talking about the new Star Wars rumors that are coming out. We say bull crap about it, and then as you look at the rest of our downloads after that, those downloads do not carry over to the next episode.
Yeah. No, we're just gonna have to start talking about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce and other people that I hate, and I don't know what else would be Fortnite. We already touched on Fortnite this week.
We did say Fortnite. Maybe I could tag this episode with Fortnite.
What else can I do? 6-7. All right, we got this. Watch out, internet.
I think we've got this one in the can. This might be the shortest episode we've done in a while, but
well, given the stoppage, yeah. But I think that we're wrapping it up in a good place here, and I'm excited to dive into this stuff. And I don't know what you got going on in the next week, but I'm sure I'll talk to you.
Before we sign off, I meant to say, we had talked about this offline. I was pretty excited to find out that my local library is starting to carry new release video games, which is super cool for me. Someone that has said recently that I do not want to spend any money on media at any point in the future because I spent a bunch of money having fun in Florida for a week.
I'm still pissed off. I bought Battlefield 6, so I'm with you.
I can't believe you did. But you know what? It happens. But yeah, so I actually have, and I might pick it up either this afternoon or tomorrow morning, but I've got the new Donkey Kong Bonanza on hold for me, ready for me to pick up. Yeah. So I've got 3 weeks, and I'm sure in 3 weeks I can finish that game.
3-week length time on a brand new title?
Yep.
That's awesome. That's pretty cool.
That's the nice part about living in a kind of smaller area.
Yeah. You should I would implore them to keep titles and not cycle them out. That's the only thing that drives me nuts, except when I benefit from it when they sell them all. But yeah, our libraries will be like, all right, it's not new anymore, and just sell it at the next fundraiser or whatever. It's like, no, just because a game's old doesn't mean it's bad.
As far as I can tell,
show about it.
Yeah, we don't cycle anything out because looking back at stuff, there's a couple PS2 games that are still available to be taken out. There's PS3, there's Nintendo DS. I think there's a couple GBA games. There's GameCube.
It's funny because like my local village library has all that older stuff because they have less and get less. Right. But it's the well-financed ones that are like, old news, out the door.
Yeah, nobody wants this.
Yep. So it's like Xbox One games. We'll just get rid of all of these, and I've benefited greatly.
I was going to say, which is good for you.
Yeah, but
I saw your collection when I visited
out there. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's just like, yeah. I mean, was I going to buy that and play it, or am I going to play it? Maybe, but
when I see your backlog,
it's for $2. I'm gonna buy it at the library sale. And yeah, now we have a show where you can help me get through these things, so even better. But,
Hell
no,
yeah.
that's awesome that you're getting that now, especially with
Yeah.
new stuff.
I might hold off because I get 21 days from the time that I pick it up. So if I pick it up this afternoon, I basically lose a whole day. It's
Clock
kinda like
starts ticking.
yeah, like when you used to go and rent video games or movies from Blockbuster, and like you can either rent it at 10 a.m. and have it for your 5 days, or you rent it at 8 p.m. and you basically already used your day. So
Yeah. Oh,
kinda
yeah.
going
You
back
got
in with that
screwed. You got
mentality.
screwed when you pick it up at Friday night, huh?
Yeah.
That was a day. That was day one right there.
Yep,
Clock starts
that
ticking.
sucked. All right, I think we
On that
are
note,
just about done here. It was fun to get back in the swing of things. I'm a little disappointed we didn't get to record a few more things while we were together to build a nice little backlog for ourselves, but we were busy having
best
fun.
laid plans, man. But yeah, we were busy. Seeing people that we hadn't seen in a year for the most
Seeing
part,
our stupid friends and doing
and
stupid
actually
fun
having
things.
fun. So
Yeah,
you know,
it's content, man. We need just to make content.
I think it's pretty cool that we got an hour done at all.
Yeah, so hopefully, next year we'll be back. And I don't know about you, but I think it'd be kind of fun to have two people listen to us do a live show like our friends did.
Maybe even a whole room of people could listen to us doing a live show. If we're
I'm
still
fine
doing
if
this
no one
thing.
shows up and we're just sitting there talking to
Yeah.
ourselves and
No,
recording
it's
stuff.
just having the room. Yeah, that's how I
But
know
yeah,
we
so
made it.
thank you everybody for listening. We appreciate it. Once again, we don't have it yet. I am Wyatt. This is my buddy Nick,
That's me.
and we will talk to you all next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye.